What's up, resellers? I'm Rebecca and you're watching Rebecca the Reseller. Thanks for joining me today for a ThreadUp video, and this time I'm going to do my attempt at a weekly what sold on ThreadUp video. I've been wanting to do these. I've made a few topical or themed what sold on ThreadUp videos where I've identified groups of items like under $5 payouts or over $35 payouts or what have you, and I've done themed ones, but I haven't really done like what happened this week. Like, here's what is a normal week for me, here's what happened, what sold. So that's what this is going to be. I prepped everything and now I'm like a week behind because life happens. I just got out of the shower, my husband's with Geo, and it's like, okay, now's the time to record the video, and this is probably the only time I'm gonna get. So bear with me. This is about a week old information. I'm gonna talk about ThreadUp payouts from October 23rd, 2020 to October 30th, 2020, because that's what I had prepared and then didn't get to do the video. So I'm going to go through that with you now, and then likely what I'd really like to do is weekly ThreadUp videos of what sold on ThreadUp for you so you can really get an idea of what's going on with me every single week. And right now there's 33 items that sold in this time period that I received a payout for, and this is kind of amidst all the kookiness that has been going on. I really feel like payouts have been a little bit slower than they used to be, but now that I'm looking back, 33 in a week isn't too bad. So let's go through it. We'll see what we've got. Honestly, I haven't really even paid too much attention, so this will be good for me as well. I'm going to try to go through them pretty quickly, and then leave me some comments, leave me some feedback, and let me know if you like this format, if you like it this way, if there's too many and I should pare it down, just show my best and my worst or something like that. I could probably do that too. But right now I just wanted to give you the full picture. So first up, and I'm going through from my emails because for me this is just the easy way to do it. With all the bags and the way the website is, it's so hard to kind of like find things when you want to. And then my spreadsheet obviously doesn't have the pictures. So I figured this is a good way to do it. So I'm just going to go through my emails that are dated from the 23rd to the 30th with ThreadUp sales. So the first one up here is a Talbot's casual skirt. This is a size 14 petite. I know a lot of people have been asking me about, are my small sizes being accepted and are they selling, and are my petites being accepted and selling? So here's an example of a petite, though it's a larger size, but it's a petite that sold. So the payout on this was $12. Again, just a Talbot skirt. For most of my items, just to give you some context at the beginning, my average cost of goods is about $2.50 to $3 overall for my items. There are certain items that I pay up for that I source online specifically, and then there are items that I just get in like a bulk pre-owned kind of format, like a big mystery box or a big, apparel box. And so a lot of those are $3 an item. So for me, getting a $12 payout on an item that I send to ThreadUp where it's only costing me $3 is okay by me. So to me, this is fine. This is what is going to keep the lights on for me. Next up is an Ann Taylor pullover sweater, size large. I got a payout of $17.28 on that. That is great because that's better than, I'm looking for at least 3 to 4 times my money. So that $12 sale is like okay for me. If I get more than that, then that's even better. Ann Taylor Loft long sleeve button down shirt, size large, $13.92 payout. That's a pretty typical payout for me on a lot of Ann Taylor and Loft, or I should say on Ann Taylor Loft, so that's good and right on target. This I thought was interesting. I actually picked this up on one of the very few trips that I went on recently to the Goodwill, like where I was able to get 30 minutes kid-free time to just run in and see what I could grab. And I ended up finding this, and I thought, I wonder what will happen with this on ThreadUp, because normally I would pick up Disney parks, and this was an authentic Disney parks. I would pick that up and try to sell it on Poshmark. And I love selling that kind of stuff, especially because I'm in Orlando. I can find it often. And I wasn't sure what would happen with it. And I ended up getting $19.50. Now, I do think that that's because it's a sweatshirt and it was labeled as a sweatshirt rather than just like a long sleeve tee or something like that. And possibly because it was Disney parks. So $19.50, I thought that that was perfectly fine. Next up is a Lafayette 148 New York short sleeve silk top, size 18. Hello, thank the Lord that Lafayette 148 finally sold. I had just heard that this was a brand that sells real well on ThreadUp, and so all of my pieces went there, and it's been on kind of a brand list that I kind of keep in mind so that I continue to get for ThreadUp. And then, like, lo and behold, nothing was selling. So this was a great one. $46.66. Now, according to where they actually price at max, where you can price at max Lafayette 148, this is a low payout. But in the grand scheme of other payouts, and in the fact that it actually sold, where I'm not just having it high and then it doesn't sell, I was really great with this. So I mean, I may, as I'm watching certain brands, it's not that I don't want to price things at max, but max is not always going to happen for you. Yes, when it does, it's amazing, but we also have to be realistic. This isn't a magic show. These are real people buying these items, and so if they're trying to get a deal, they're not going to pay only 20% off retail. I would never pay that. Like, that's not a deal. Honestly, when I see 50% off, sometimes I don't even think that's a deal. Like, when a store has clearance, like if you actually go to a store and it has clearance, I do not think that 50% off is clearance. 50% off is just a sale to me. Clearance is like below, or more than 50%. Anyway, that's my rant on that. Style & Co. pullover sweater, size small. This was probably from my liquidation. I'm pretty sure I recognize that sweater that I received a long time ago, and it did really well on Poshmark and other platforms. And there were some straggler pieces, and so this was one of the things that I sent in, and I actually did really well with Style & Co. Variety of different sweaters and tops, and this is a Macy's house brand in case you don't know. But they pretty much, all the payouts were around $9.12. So that's less than really what I want to be getting. $10 is really my minimum payout that I want to be getting, which is about 3 times my money, but it is still kind of about 3 times my money, but just a little bit shy of that $10 even. Chico's casual dress. So this is a large, size 2 in Chico's. I love that they do have both sizing there, and the payout was $37.45, and I thought that was great. Gap sweatpants, this just kind of came to me. It wasn't something I picked up. I really don't pick up Gap for the most part anymore, unless maybe it's like a coat or some sort of up-leveled fabric of, cashmere or something like that. So just sweatpants, but in like the joggers realm, so still kind of on trend, and the payout was $10, and so that's okay. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just not purposely going out and paying $3 for Gap. So if I should happen to get it, obviously I'll sell it and I won't cry a river about it now that I know that I can get about $10, because it's still 3 times my money. It's just not something I'm really seeking out. Elon pullover sweater, size small. This is a bummer. I really thought that this was a brand that would do well for a number of reasons at my Poshmark and on ThreadUp, and just really hasn't performed for me. I'm not very impressed with it. So I got a $9.40 payout, and that is okay. Philosophy Republic clothing, casual size large. I have actually sold several dresses from Philosophy on ThreadUp. And these were items that came to me. I did not pick them specifically. It wasn't a brand that was normally on my radar to pick up or seek out. However, I will tell you that I was just recently stopped in, again, just a quick in and out of the Goodwill, because that's really all I can manage. Maybe once a week I can convince my husband to not let me leave the house. I don't mean to be it like that, but he can keep an eye on Geo, so I don't have to bring Geo into Goodwill, and he doesn't really like the idea that I'm going to Goodwill right now. So that is, if I had to run another errand, that's a different story, but sometimes I just need to get out of the house because I'm literally home all the time, homeschooling and being with Geo. So I try to run out, grab a coffee, once a week, run into Goodwill, and sometimes I find things and sometimes I don't, because I'm just trying to jam through real quick. So on this last trip, I did find a green Philosophy dress, and I picked it up. It was on half off, so I paid $3 something, and so we'll see what happens with it. I'm going to send it into ThreadUp. So that was a side note, just, in case you're not aware of this brand or not thinking about it, I really underestimated it. Next up is this J. McLaughlin wool cardigan, which I don't know why. I mean, it looks like a vest to me. I don't know, whatever. Size small, and my payout was $157.61. These are the kinds of payouts that I love ThreadUp for. They don't happen every day, but when they do, it just makes everything a little bit sweeter. So, maybe eventually I will fine tune my ThreadUp strategy so that these are the kinds of payouts that I'm getting all the time. But right now, I'm happy to continue to send in bread and butter items and get those little sales. Just keeps things churning, keeps everything active. I'm able to get items in, send items out, and I can manage all of it. But I do think at some point, I may change up my strategy. So stay tuned on that. But this is the kind of payout that really makes everything worth it, because I'm really, of the mind that I would not see this type of payout on Poshmark. So for me, this is fantastico. Hello. Next up, Eileen Fisher, long sleeve button down shirt, size 1X. And of course, Eileen Fisher in a plus size is going to do great. I'm actually in an Eileen Fisher right now. Wore one the other day. I'm kind of like slowly falling in love with Eileen Fisher pieces for myself. So I'm keeping them every once in a while. The payout on this was $113.13. Hello, yes please, amen to that. So again, right now, all Eileen Fisher for me is going to ThreadUp. I'm not even bothering with it on Poshmark right now. I know I can always put it on Poshmark, but for right now, I'm going to continue to reclaim items and send them in if they don't sell of Eileen Fisher, because it's worth it to do it. Eventually it may sell, and it may sell for this kind of pricing. So again, maybe later, as I really get a feel, maybe a year into ThreadUp or something like that, which would be March of 2021, I would fine tune even more, like with sizes and all that kind of thing, styles perhaps. But right now for me, I'm just kind of identifying and collecting like how brands are doing and kind of nuancing that and sending those in more versus putting them on Poshmark. Chico's blazer, small, 0, payout $23.52. That's fantastic. I hate blazers. I hate them so much. I've never liked listing them. I don't like measuring them. Sometimes like a nice bright color like that, taking photos of it, they kind of come out nice, but honestly, I just hate all aspects of blazers, and I just hate dealing with them. So if I can literally take every blazer that I ever get and take it to Style Encore to quick flip or send it off to ThreadUp, that would be the greatest thing ever, because I just hate blazers so much. But I'll take that payout. Chico's jumpsuit, extra large, size 3. I hope somebody wears this for the holidays, and they look fantastic in it. This would be so great for that size 3, I said. And the payout is $17.28. Did I bring my water in here? I don't think so. I'm parched. $17.28 on that. That's okay. Perhaps something like that, because it's a jumpsuit. Holidays may be a little bit more substantial of a piece. If you sold it on Poshmark, you might have gotten more, but I'm okay with that flip. Tahari casual skirt, size 14, payout $12.38. Yes, that's fine. Chico's 3/4 sleeve button down shirt, extra large, or their size 4, which I understand is pretty rare to come across, because I was super impressed with this payout for just a top, just a button down, $29.40. I posted this on Instagram, and some people reminded me that it was probably because of the size, since it's so hard to find. So yes, that is fantastic. Next up, Ann Taylor Loft long sleeve blouse, small. Here we go with another petite. For $11.14. So that was great. And the one thing I'm noticing here is that it's never saying when something is new with tags in this view that I see here from my email. So that's a bummer, because it would be good to let you know what things sold new with tags. But honestly, this is the easiest way for me to show you the information. So do keep in mind, if I remember that it was new with tags, I will tell you, which I don't think this was. It just popped in my head. But here we go, another petite item that sold. And we've actually had a couple of smalls. Don't think we've seen anything in extra small yet, have we? I don't think so. But a lot of bread and butter items across the board. And we'll talk about that maybe at the end. We can do a little recap. I'm trying to go quick, and I'm like talking myself out of breath. J. Jill pullover sweater, extra large, again in a really pretty red color. Hopefully somebody will enjoy the holidays in that. And that was a $13.40 payout, which is pretty typical for J. Jill for me, and I am okay with it. This is a pure Jill pullover sweater, size small. Okay, great. $9.12, so that's good. It wasn't just larger sizes of J. Jill that are selling, which is good to know. But again, you're not going to expect too much on it. Here we go, another J. Jill casual pants, size 10, payout $18.50. That was great. American Eagle Outfitters pullover hoodie, size medium. This was just one that came to me, not something I'm particularly sourcing for, but happy to know that it did yield a $10 payout. And so again, if you are someone that is going to the thrift store or going to the bins or wherever, and you're finding these basic brands, these lower end mall brands even, you can still get a $10 payout. So as long as your cost of goods is $3 or less, you can still 3 times your money. And I think that's pretty great. Hello. Talbot's 3/4 sleeve blouse, 2X, petite. There we go, another petite. $21.60. I thought that was great as well. Style & Co. So this was another one in that same kind of Macy's liquidation bulk purchase that I did a long time ago. I got a pallet, and this was part of that. And again, like I said, there was a lot that sold and did well, and then there were just these last like stragglers. Like there were probably like 15 items out of over 200 that I had that just hadn't sold. And this is one of them. And actually, several of this style I sent in, and pretty much all of them have sold, I think, at this point. They were each in a variety of sizes. This is a medium, $9.12. That was pretty standard. And Taylor Loft pullover sweater in medium. There's another medium, $13.92. Lauren by Ralph Lauren blazer, hello, 2X, $48. I don't even remember that one. So that's great, $48. Love that. Good, good, good. This, I remember this crazy shirt. I sent it in twice, I think. Actually, I think it's second time sent in because they rejected it the first time. I don't think it was a reclaim. I think they rejected it and then I sent it in again. Anyway, Lauren by Ralph Lauren, 3/4 sleeve button down blouse in extra large. Like, wow, that is very colorful. $17.28. So I'm going to start paying more attention to Ralph Lauren, because that was actually a brand that I really enjoyed buying and selling for Poshmark. You weren't going to get a ton of money for it, but it was always a good seller. And at first on ThreadUp, I was not having any luck with it, and I was very upset. I'm like, oh my god, I have so much Ralph Lauren. What am I going to do with all of it? So I did bring some to Style Encore to offload, because again, when I brought everything home from my storage unit, there was hundreds of items that I had to kind of figure out what I was doing with them. So a lot of them went to ThreadUp, but many of them also got sold here locally at the buy sell store, because I just had to like get it going. So I have been slowly starting to see more Ralph Lauren sales. And I think the reason is because originally I was just pricing at max and not lowering it. And now I have a system to strategically, and what is my word? Every so often, like I have a format, I don't know what I'm saying. Every so often I'm, dropping prices and then finally doing my reclaims. And the way I manage all of that, just to let you know if you're new around here, is I did create a ThreadUp spreadsheet in Google Sheets for myself. It's how I track everything. I did a video explaining all of it so you could see how I use it. And you certainly can make your own, but I do have it available for purchase. The link is down below for my Etsy store with all my reseller tools, and they're pretty much things that I made for my business and then I'm making them available to you. Each of them usually has a video explaining it, so you can check out my ThreadUp spreadsheet video, and feel free to make your own or purchase the spreadsheet. It's $14.99. It's usually on sale, and I've been getting really good feedback about that. It is very helpful because once you put in your information, all the formulas populate, and therefore you can just like go down the list. And so I basically spend 15 minutes a day managing everything for ThreadUp, because my spreadsheet tells me what to do. It just says today's, November 1st. You need to reclaim these, you need to drop these prices, you need to do this, you need to do that, and then I'm done. So anyway, sorry, side commercial. It is very helpful for me, who's crazy busy. So Talbot's jacket, size large. Again, I would classify that. I guess it's a jacket, but I would put that in the I hate blazers. I actually don't mind selling jackets, but that is in my blazer category. $38.88. So it's funny because Talbot's, I feel like I've gotten some really great payouts on, because it does have a high retail value in that kind of like realm of, Talbot's and Ann Taylor and all these kinds of things. But I feel like Talbot sells less often at the higher prices than like Ann Taylor does. This is just hearsay at this point. But I have had some good Talbots payouts. So if you have Talbots, don't sleep on that, send it in. So if you watched my video of my unboxing of a giant handbag lot that I did from Chow Clothing, terrible experience. Side update, I sent in an email about my box. They have not responded to me, not even acknowledging my email or any such thing, like no response whatsoever, which, whatever. I sent in several of the purses in boxes like that I actually paid expedited and all of this in, that type of thing. And so this was one of them. So this is the first that sold. Pack Safe backpack. The payout was $9.12, so it wasn't great, but it was something. And the Coach bag, for those again that have watched it, the Coach bag got sent back to me. So I don't know if they don't think it's real or it just wasn't in good enough condition. I'll probably send it in again and just see what happens. And then I may also take it to Style Encore and see what happens there. So that's the other notable bag. And then all the other bags that were just like bleh, I took a bunch to Goodwill just to donate. And then I did send in 2 boxes to ThreadUp that were I don't care boxes. Like if I get anything from it, great. If they take it, great. If they don't, they don't. Whatever. So we'll see. Those are going to take obviously forever and a day to process. But this $9.12 is the first sale that I made. And how much did I even pay for that box? I don't know, but it's in that video. So go check out that Chow Clothing video and don't order from them. Ugh, terrible. Pip and Vine by Rosie Pope, casual dress, large maternity. Thank you. Again, some very pregnant ladies going to be wearing this for Christmas time, I'm assuming. I got an $8 payout. Honestly, I don't even know what I paid for this, but this was a Kohl's clearance retail arbitrage, online arbitrage purchase a while ago, like probably 3 years now at this point. So I'm just happy. I don't even deal with maternity stuff anymore. I'm just over it. I did have really good luck with the maternity shorts, but the dresses not so much. Okay, White House Black Market Blazer, 10, bam, petite, $27.93. Yes, please. Style & Co. long sleeve top, extra large, $5.66. So this is not so great. And this is where it's like the $9.12 that I got on the sweaters was great because in a liquidation, you're averaging your price over everything. So if it's a $2.50 or $3 price point average, you're tripling your money on a sweater. Great. But here, yes, I'm making money, but I'm not even doubling it really. And so that's a problem. However, when I take those items that are less desirable, lower value to like a Style Encore, I'm usually only making my money back. So I guess this is better because it's in profit, but just to give you the range of Style & Co., it's only $5.66. Oh my God, this is so ugly, this top. In my opinion, this top is so ugly and I can't believe it's sold. I boxed, I'm like, should I even send this in? Like, it's so ugly, who's gonna want this? But of course, that's the thing that sells. Ann Taylor pullover sweater, small petite. It's just ugly. I mean, I don't know, sorry, $10 payout. Blech. Calvin Klein and Company jegging, size 10, $21.60 payout. And it's great to end on this note because that was the last one I had. You know, pants. You've seen I've sold a few pants in this group of 33 items that I sold. These are all the items that sold in that week, the 23rd through the 30th of October. So 33 sales in a week, a handful of pants. But so many pants I'm sending in, and so many pants, they do take them, but then they get reclaimed, or they get sold and then they get returned and then they don't sell on the second round, where I'd get an immediate payout. Or I just feel like pants are problematic. And honestly, on Poshmark, I had a problem with pants too. I just don't even want to sell pants anymore. I just don't. I mean, if it has a name, I feel like that's the only reason I would sell it on Poshmark. Like if it has, Banana Republic Sloan, or, Limited Cassidy, or what, I don't know, those are the ones coming to my mind right now, but Martin Fit, Drew Fit, okay, whatever. The Columnist, the Editor, what else? All the pants, like, let's just talk for a minute about why I know the names to so many pants. Oh, that's a problem. It's a problem, guys. Anyway, I'm in a silly mood today. So I got up at 3:43. So there's that. That's what time I woke up today. So I'm well into brain dead territory. Pants. I don't really want to send that many pants in. I will if they're new with tags for sure. I just did a new with tags box to ThreadUp. So I sent in some pants that were new with tags. We'll see how that goes because they should be accepted. But I'm just not excited about pants to either list myself or to send in on ThreadUp because I feel like it's a lot of work back and forth and not a lot of them sell. I recognize that people need to buy pants, but I don't know. I just have trouble with pants. I just feel like there's a lot of problems that can happen with pants. I don't know that I would buy pants online unless they were like leggings. So I could see why people would have a problem with pants and why they may return them or whatever. So I don't know. So a couple things we learned here. A lot of bread and butter stuff, a lot of Chico's, a lot of Ann Taylor, a lot of Loft. Depending on what your price point is for these items, especially alert if you're a binge shopper, but if you can get your price to $3 or less, you'll see here at the bottom line, I am actually 3 times my money. To me, that is the minimum amount that I want to be getting for items. Obviously, sometimes if I just need to get rid of something like that Style & Co top, doubling my money is fine, or just recouping what I can is fine because I just don't want to have that item anymore. But the ideal goal is to 3 or 4 times my money on as many items as I possibly can. And then when you get those big $113, $157 payouts, those kind of come sporadically throughout, that's where you end up with a really good month. I've been really consistently now averaging anywhere between 1,000. Well, I mean, it's been over 1,000, let's say. I'm really more about the 1,500 range now per month on ThreadUp. I really would like to push that to be about $2,000. I really would like to have ThreadUp being a pretty consistent $2,000 a month because I'm spending about $1,000 a month on inventory. So between ThreadUp, put the boutique, and now putting some thrifted items on Poshmark and selling some things, just in part of my rotation to Style Encore locally, I want to be really not just doubling my money, but like tripling and quadrupling my money on a monthly basis. And so that's really where I'm trying to kind of get the right format, not the formulation of the inventory that I'm able to get my hands on and the 3 or 4 places I'm able to offload it, whether it's ThreadUp, Poshmark, a buy sell trade store. That's it for me right now. So that's a lot of information. I hope that this is helpful to you. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought of some of these, but I'm glad we were able to cover bread and butter items, some, really good payouts and some middle of the road payouts, the fact that some petite things are selling, the fact that some small sizes are selling, though like I said, I don't think I remember seeing any extra small in here, so we'll have to track that better next time. But let me know in the comments below what you thought. And go ahead and to subscribe to the channel so we can hang out again. Like this video on your way out. Leave the comment to say hi so I can say hi back. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Lots of good stuff happens over there too. I'm at Rebecca the Reseller, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.